Welcome back, Five Aces.
Battle control initialized.
Hey people, Five Aces here. So, a couple of you folks may have noticed that a couple days ago I scheduled a cast and then retracted it half an hour for just before it went live. So, what happened there? Funny story. I was fever-addled and fever-ridden, basically bedridden while recording a cast a couple days earlier, and I hadn't noticed in my fever pitch that I was actually recording the same cast that I had already done 3 weeks ago. I was basically recasting Gaseous versus Despero, which ended in a 1-1 draw, surprisingly, and it caught me completely by surprise yet again. So that's what happened there. Double cast, and I tend to make up for it by releasing a double cast this week, but I was in no physical shape to go for a makeup cast in the same week. It was just too much. I had almost 39, and it was pretty bad. Yeah, so the holidays are fast approaching, as some of you may have noticed. That's also why we're all sick. That's classic teachers luck, I guess. You get sick traditionally just before the holidays come around, and yep. But there's gonna be a lot more spare time now, at least for 2 weeks. Now it's gonna be my 2 weeks of respite before the semester holidays in a way. And don't get me wrong, I'm not a teacher who complains. I actually really love my job. But the grading can be grating. You know, sometimes there is a lot of grading to do, especially around the holidays when it's exam season as well. And you have to grade all of them at once. That's kind of where I was at, and at the same time. Alright, we're gonna dive into the game. You recognize these colors, and you may have guessed right. This is the whatever yellow unknown artist. It is probably some lemon. Is it lemon? Hard to tell. Those color schemes. Anyway, the unknown artist formerly known as Upps, the German wunderkind, and he's up against someone from down under. It is Anju, opening with a double ref, very uncharacteristic of him. Oh, and that's already some classic Upps shenanigans. He's got the grenadiers. Grenades are starting to hit home, but ain't gonna inflict too much damage because it's only one power plant. Ooh, that was a nice dodge. Nice dodge here from this technician. So, a little bit of aggression. Does not put Anju into low power because he went for a preemptive double power plant. That's what his build allows him to do. He went double ref and then sold one of the refs, which is pretty big because I think they cost 20 power, or they, yeah, just 20 power to keep the lights on in here, I guess. This little overpass. How does that even require any power? Oh well. I guess melting the metal, precious metals, or whatever those are. We haven't gotten a deep dive into the lore of surrounding these ore mines in just a little while. But with that out of the way, it's fairly even. There's a 4 harvester start for Upps, and yeah, Upps is someone who I always enjoy casting because he can throw some underhanded punches. Gloves are off, and Anju is also someone who is not to be underestimated. Looks like he usually plays it very straightforward, and he has done so for generations of RHL players. He is bested. He's burrowed in like a tick tank. The Australian tick tank, who has burrowed himself into double APC. Alright, switching it up here. Yeah, he's been playing. Oh, that's such a nice surround. Really nice preemptive movement, but fortunately the flak truck is fast enough. And Upps does have the micro and attention to keep up. Oh, there's another dispatch though. Beautiful. Still not dead. Still limping away is the flak truck. That was some really good army movement. So he's playing old school TD style. Advantage, APCs don't leave any husks, so they can't block each other when they're trying to go for crushes. Disadvantage, they are very bad against armor targets. They don't do shit. So you basically need to crush all the infantry and win the infantry engagement before it even starts, and then your infantry can go to town. He's sending out the MCV. That is an all-in move. Okay. So this is followed up by sort of a gatekeeper move here. He's also got a lot of techies as meat shields, but they're not the most durable units in the game. And Upps is going just for a standard build here. He's already deployed his first refinery. You can see that this poses a problem, because despite going for this cheese build, Anju doesn't have his expansion out just yet, and now he needs to produce because his building queue was idle. So he needs to really do something with this pressure. Otherwise, he's gonna be in for a world of hurt. Sure, he's got the army advantage for now, but he needs to leverage that into something bigger. Right, we're up to 7 APCs. Almost 7, yeah. There she comes. It has not been scouted past the first 2 APCs, by the way. It seems like he's going for a northbound push. That's a bit too idle for my taste. For a build this all in, I don't know if this is actually going to cut the mustard. Alright, and yeah, Upps is just drawing closer. Inching his way closer. Flag truck is going to go on a little scouting run. It is probably going to see some of those some of those APCs. We're now up to 3 heavies. That's already more than enough to deter any amount of APCs between insert number between 1 and 17. Just a rough approximation. It's also got good barrack saturation. 5 barracks already out for unknown artist. And there's only 2 barracks now for Anju. The problem here is that his build queue was idle for a very long time, and that is very understandable. But the APCs are going to be in a good position to tackle the army, especially if it funnels through something like this. If it's funneling through a ravine, oh, that's going to be deadly. Okay, only the first couple of rifles being revealed. The front lines are drawn. Yes, sir. He's trying to angle it. Fences are probably going to give this away. Okay, I feel like this can't work. Yeah, no. Okay, he needs to pull the trigger now. He needs to pull the trigger almost immediately here. Oh, some good crushes though. Okay, I eat my words. They are smushed up. They are squished up all the way against, oh my goodness, against the Conyard. That was beautiful. The timing was completely impeccable, and still he doesn't manage to break through. But what a timing window. This was highly beneficial to Anju, I would say. Shaves off the entire army. Oh, look at this dip. That is some crypto levels of dipping right here. Problem is that Upps still has a lot of expansions, and okay, there's just a mobile flag being parked in the loading bay. That's completely fine. Anju is trying to go through the middle now. That leaves his own base very exposed. Also, there's an airfield out for Upps. So not only does that put a timer onto Anju, because there is a paradrop inbound in 6 minutes, but also he's gonna be able to build 1 yak and just scout the entire map and see, alright, I'm just gonna be attacking where you are not. Yep. That, however, is a good flank here, good angle. Gets onto the harvester, at least. There is so little in the way of armor. Oh, the V2 is coming home. It's all fun and games until the V2 comes home. Ah! This V2 actually whiffing kind of, sort of, a little bit. If he gets the refinery as well, I think you should kill the refinery immediately. Oh, no stop command being issued. Anju could have taken down that yak immediately. Yeah, and there is just an army waiting here. I feel like structural damage has not yet been inflicted. He's gotten the war factory, but Upps still has 2 queues to build from. There is very little in the way of defense. There is also no build radius here, very crucially. Yeah, I feel like this is going to be Anju's last stand already. This time he doesn't have the angle, he doesn't have the APCs, and he doesn't have the unit mass. Oh, what a miscalculation. I feel for him. It was looking really good, but then he did not want to overcommit, and as a result, yeah, these guys are gonna take the long road home. Service depot down, war factory in peril. Some sick crushes from the APC though, just gotta hand it to the man. Getting no crushes, no pushes, no nothing. Right, not a beneficial trade, but unlike Anju, Upps knows how to finish out a game. Kills the ore refinery with his last dying breath. And just like that, there are no more ore refineries in the main base. Base completely dismantled for Anju. It's looking very, very good for Upps. He also managed to get the war factory back up and running. He's got 2 yucks still in the sky. He's still got an economy lead. It's looking absolutely solid for him, rock solid. The only thing that Anju's got going for himself now is a bank. 10k to be precise. That is what the gatekeeper build kind of does to you. There is basically no way to spend all your money. Even if he were to build field defenses, which he certainly should. You're floating 10k, my friend. You best get the forges firing. Okay, 1v2 leading the charge. That's not that scary yet. For now, it's just 1v2. Can inflict some poke and maybe oh, if he forces the Conyard back though. Oh no. That's a bad idea, Anju. Woo. Bait and switch. And just like that, the yaks are angling again. Oh, deploy! What are you doing? I am speechless. Why? That was highly pointless. And just like that, that 1v2 can go to town. He would have had much more time. A Conyard can eat up to 5 V2 rockets before it dies. So he would have had much more time to play around with, could have gotten his army into position. It was not meant to be. There is no more way to get back into the game now because he does not have a service depot, nor does he have a war factory. No, he does have a war factory. But light vehicles all the way to the bank. Okay, this engagement, however, should be going Anju's way. He's got more than enough units to win this, I think. Oh my goodness, they're dying so slowly. Is it the veterancy? Complete obliteration on both sides. I feel like this should have been won more decisively by Anju. Issue, I think, was that there were very few rifles and a lot of rockets. Tech center, alright. That's Upps just basically giving him the finger. He's now transitioning over to all rockets. It's like the Upps all rockets build. What about the harvesters? I can count 5. Not too bad. Is it gonna be rocks and... No, it can't be the rocket shock build. Anju, why? You've seen the rocket soldier. Why would you fly past that again? Oh, it's mammoths, okay. Probably a smart choice. If he wants to finish it in style. Wait, there was a service depot. The hell? I completely missed that. Double war factory now, yeah, that is all-out mammoth tank production. There is a paradrop coming in, but the paradrop is not angled very well. It's not gonna get much. Nope. Man, but the yak did a number here. Just like that, there is just no more army here. Yeah. What more is there to say? What an insane game. Upps is actually pretty broke. And the economy is even, but there is a flank. There is also a couple mammoths and an iron curtain. Plus there is just zero recourse to a mammoth right now. Mammoths can kite infantry all day. They are... all light vehicles are completely useless against them. Anju's now broke, so he can't afford transitioning back into heavy tanks. It's looking very bleak. Okay, I really gotta say though, it is closer than it looked for a while. Oh, this guy already pulling up his hands. Yeah. Mammoths are insane against infantry if you can kite them back, and Upps definitely has the spare micro to make good on his promise to get an effective trade here. It's a nice little show for the viewers. Both now on 7 harvesters, but the economy is gonna be in shambles. Yep. There is also a little army knocking at the front door, and I think that is gonna be the 1-0. Realistically speaking. Anju's also building V2, so he's completely misreading the situation, I feel. There aren't that many infantry threats on the field. Reclaiming his original base. Now that's something that comes up surprisingly often in Upps games. Just saying. Is he... Yeah, he's Ukraine as well, so... Where's the paras? Or when are the paras? 1 minute and 30. Maybe you can get a good angle here. A shot into the center of mass would be sick. Yeah, Anju isn't angling it nicely. Oh, that was a good one. Doesn't change the outcome of this push though. Look at the rockets marching in unison. Yeah, this is gonna be able to burn through a base in a matter of half a second. The V2s need to be really good. Whiff and whiff. Oh, no bueno. And that's it for the airfield. Oh, Iron Curtain being fired. Okay. Not the most efficient Iron Curtain, I've gotta say. Yeah, he can just single out those units one by one, and Iron Curtain timing out. Wait, he didn't actually do anything, really. So he wasn't pushing on the north-end side. Okay. That was a fairly cost-efficient hold for Anju. Oh, some pot shots. Gotta say, thus far they haven't been, mammoths haven't been too impactful. Oh, losing a V2 like this. Not like this. There's also the Tesla coil. Oh, he's going for the Hail Mary. He wants to, he's trying his best to kill off the Conyard. It's not happening. It's not happening. Oh, what a misread. Wait a sec. Oh, there's just one mammoth here. Where's the rest of the army? Just idling. Anju had his entire attention focused on the northern screen and completely forgot about the army in the south. He actually does have a massive army. Upps has a more massive army. Let's not undersell things here. Okay. That's gonna be a dead war factory if the infantry don't arrive in time. Oh, the engineer. What a play. What a play. Beautifully played from Upps. Just having a timely engineer. That was the one from the early game, by the way. Mass mammoth tanks. Oh. Yeah, Anju gearing up for an all-in push, but unlike a certain Upps, he does not have access to the Iron Curtain. Ooh, good blanket fire, but there's gonna be an Iron Curtain ready in just about now. The retreat needs to be sounded. It is too late. All the infantry dying immediately. And GG is called. What a game. That was only game one. Holy smokes! I really gotta say, the APC build had almost had me sold, because there was this one engagement, the first engagement around the southern perimeter, where all the infantry were squished against the Conyard and had no space to dodge. And it was so clean. That was just 52 pickup for the APCs. However, Anju then failed to capitalize. He basically didn't pull the trigger. Would have had enough units to push through and kill the Conyard, or at least push it back. But he never did anything about it, and as a result, Upps was just up one base. And it went downhill from there. And in the end, he was really a bit too passive. Yeah, cool game, very unconventional, just what I was expecting from those two players. Upps, I think, still has a shot at the playoffs, so we're gonna keep tabs on that, and we're gonna see each other in game 2 as well. So, just a hot second.
Battle control terminated. Battle control initialized.
Game number 2, played on elevation. I'm very confused. This game does not live up to its name at all. I don't see any elevations whatsoever. This is a barren floodplain marshland whatever the hell that is, but it certainly ain't elevated. It also ain't elevated in terms of map design, doesn't look too inspired. Sorry to the map maker. Kappa. I mean, it was a cheap shot. It's easy enough. No, let's dissect the map. Dissect, depending on your favorite pronunciation. Comm centers around the side, so you can protect yourself from flanks, at least temporarily. There is gem mines, which is always a contentious issue. Do you let them stack up and grow to farm them later on, or do you just wait it out a little? Then there are forward commands, which gave you basically access to one free base. So you may want to delay your... if you want to play early tech, that's a valid map for it, but you're not allowed to use your forward command then. And most players are, however, going to go for a double ref, just like Upps. Unlike Mr. Anju, who has managed to get the gems early on. Yeah. So it appears that Upps has opted for letting them grow, because they've got such a weird power curve. Oh, we're seeing some nades being locked. Oh, that's so smart! There was no protection here whatsoever. Doggo! Doggo getting the leap strike, but those grenadiers already really worth it. Dude, this dog is bulletproof. Look at this. Yeah, the explosion only damages your own units. It does not damage enemies, weirdly enough. So someone has, even I myself in 2016 or something, I'd always tried making those basically crazy Ivan strategies work, where you would send in grenadiers into the enemy. I was wondering why it did next to no damage, but they're set to damage self only, self and friendly units. So the grenadier residual explosion, highly inefficient at collateral damage. Upps has now taken his secondary or his gem mines. I would say this early game is certainly favoring him, because taking away a free expansion is always nice. Whoa. Anju is going for a counter capture. Yeah, the infantry squad know what's up. There's also a flame tower in just a couple seconds, so this ain't never gonna happen. It would be funny though. Oh? What? Excuse me, what? How did that work? Are you kidding me? He was somehow angling the grenadier in such a way that he would get to the engineer, but he missed micro real bad there. Okay, there is a counter engineer, but flame tower stands ready for the defense. Yep, there's the flame tower. Good night, sweet prince. Oh, the flame tower and his doctorate immediately being torched. Well, so much for the 200k invested into the education of this smart young gentleman, who's immediately been sent to the front lines to be incinerated by a flame tower. That is a truly, truly terrible fate. Yeah, my goodness. This just gives him a forward base of operations right into the heart of Upps. Upps is gonna be so mindful of what he does here. He wants to probably just push it out. And conversely, Anju doesn't want to overcommit, so he really just sold off the flame tower. I guess he's banking on Upps destroying it. It's a tough sell now, because you've invested a lot into this forward command and you haven't done anything with it really. Obviously you cannot place down a refinery here. That would just be writing it off at a loss. Yeah, there's another engineer. Oh, he's building a Tesla coil. That is not a good call. Not a good call, my friend. T-coil is ready. What about the power situation? Yeah, he's floating enough power. That should be the T-coil popped. Okay, he's not doing anything about it. I guess that's a good call. Maybe just wait until the capture is almost complete and then immediately target down the engineer. Oh no, wait. The build queue is locked now. So Upps gets this one back for free. Kind of an underwhelming end to the saga of the FCON. Anjew doing a couple teabags. Yeah, teabagging the observers here. And there is now a guard rifle, so this is never allowed to happen again. Okay, there's a push. No, never mind. Never mind, I spoke too soon. Oh, the grenadiers! No! Not like this! Can the techies actually kill this? They can. But he's in low power now. Not by a large margin, though. Yeah, Upps is kind of wondering why there's nothing really going on here. I mean, he's gonna... That's probably gonna be a dead FCOM. If we're being realistic, yeah. Oh, good lord. That is gonna come at a premium! The flamer blasts from all angles. And now the tank falling as well. Oh, that came at a premium. But it stopped the expansion. Thing is, there is already a Conyard out. Wait, he got an engineer with that. The dog actually also got some really good value. Scooting on by. Oh, nice. Good hustle, gets to eat good. Eats a rocket soldier with the bazooka tube. That is dedication and commitment. Yeah, it's looking pretty bleak now. Anju is floating 10k at minute 7. That is something only Anju can do. Just, how? Dude, I'm working on a teacher's salary. How do you float 10k? Please, teach me your secrets. Wait a second, here comes the rebound though. This base is completely unprotected for now. Army woefully out of position. General Technician leading the charge. And what are we focusing on? Nothing in particular. Okay, that's good. Field defense is down. I would honestly target down the Conyard. Yeah. This Conyard ain't gonna get too far. Hose it down and now kill the refinery. That had been his biggest problem in game number 1. Not killing the refineries on time. Okay, the meat shield is still going strong. Yeah, I feel like that is relatively okay, but he still hasn't killed the ore refinery. So you know this is gonna come back to bite him. You just know. Well, at least he killed the Conyard. Save your heavies! Hashtag save the heavy. Thank you. Thank you, good sir, that's too kind. Oh my goodness. Counter push, push and counter push, punch and counter punch, and Upps is doing the right thing. Upps is not taking prisoners. Just immediately targeting him down, and there is a dead war factory, no more production, eco line severely damaged, and another push onto the base as well. So thus far, he's floating. Anju is still floating 10k, he's not building anything other than rifles. My good lord, sweet baby Jesus. You've got a resource allocation problem, my friend. You are hoarding money. He's like the gnomes at Gringotts in Harry Potter. Just sitting on a pile of gold without doing anything about it. Anju, my friend. He's being a bit too frugal. His spending habits are out of control. And then the opposite direction that they're usually out of control in. It is just him saving up for the big day that may never come. Yeah. All over but the crying. Man, what a shame. This was such a great game. And the shenanigans around the FCOM early on, super hilarious. Anju's still not giving up though. He has taken the comm center and he still has one base. He has very few harvesters remaining, but a large bank to make up for it. 4 harvesters, yeah, that's just about how I was imagining this to go. But the army value is not that big of a discrepancy anymore. They're within striking distance of each other. Flamers are being built. Is that the last Conyard? I think so. T-coil is built. Ah, the micro. Miss micro. Zap time. As per usual for Anju, just lots and lots of field defenses. That is something very classic. Also another refinery down, so long distance mining from here on out. Manages to clear out the northern side, but there is another base. Yo! And Upps is on 3 bases. How many war factories? 2. He definitely likes going for mass war factories as of late. And has started mixing in flamethrowers as well. Doing the reverse meat shield, you know. With the flamethrowers, the most exposed and vulnerable units are the front line. They're protecting the tanks with their hot, scorching hot bodies. Radar Dome. Are we going to tier 3 immediately? That would be something that's in the cards for Upps. At this stage of the game, 5 flame towers, building an impenetrable wall of flame. Yeah, you ain't gonna bust through here. My friend. That is ambitious, if I say so myself. Ooh, that's another heavy down as well. This random patch of infantry has still killed a lot of units. A lot more. A lot more than it bargained for. Okay, at least it gets cleaned up now. And 5 heavies plus an assortment of infantry. Mixed bag of infantry going onto the main base. Wait! Anju went double MCV off of losing the first 2, I guess. Can't even keep track, but he's lost a lot of MCVs over the course of this game. Very close to each other now. He needs to spread out a little. Otherwise he's just gonna run out of ore in a matter of minutes. There is the first yak out. That is a very smart purchase for Upps. Especially in a map this large. This is probably one of the larger maps in the pool. I also haven't talked about this, but it features some custom tiles, for example, or maybe it's the lighting. Because this pathway looks a lot darker than it does in the original tile set. But probably just lighting. Okay, killing off the Derrick. Economic situation is fairly even now. Not that bad anymore, and he's aggressing onto the main base, which is basically undefended. Okay, he found a really good angle into this. Now all he needs to do is really target down those units. Yep, thank you. Thank you for cooperating. And this time he's gonna kill the harvester, and hopefully not just the harvester, but also the ore refinery. Thank you. No? Doesn't feel like it. You get to leave! Come with me if you want to leave! Oh, another push. Another ambush. The ambush. Again, Upps, Anju is not building field defenses, but this time it's because he's not floating cash anymore. His stacks of cash have been burned through. Oh, finally. Thank God he's killing refineries. Started wising up to that, huh? Oh, flavors. Upps is trying to line up the pincer maneuver. On this side we're also seeing some great flavor action. Flavor's supported by heavies so he can get some vision. That's really smart. On this side, yeah, Anju hasn't lost any critical infrastructure yet. It's like 2 pushes versus 1 push. But unclear who's gonna take the L here. It's certainly starting to look like the one who's taking the L is gonna be Anju. On the receiving end for most of these pushes. On this side, okay. His army's still sort of alive. The hills are alive with the sound of gunfire. Most of the incursion from Upps has been stopped. But Upps still has 3 bases. It's the story of this game. Rinse and repeat. Still a sizable infantry army out. Man, I've gotta say though, these matches keep on giving. This is certainly something... basically what we've come to expect from Upps and Anju. Crazy ass base trades all day, every day. But it is still so highly entertaining to watch. And also there is no Conyard here. So no build radius and a really good concave from Anju this time around. Oh, here comes the V2. Here come the V2s, 3 V2s. Okay. Mass infantry are starting to pop up. Nice hit and run here. Stutter stepping. Okay. Most of the infrastructure dismantled and Anju still has a sizable army. Tech center is out now. What the actual F? Oh, so smart. He's leaving some of the units behind to take care of the V2s, while the rest is being split off. This is really smart. One of the V2s is already dead. The second one is gonna fall now. Yes, sir. And Anju is back at it. He somehow has managed to squeeze out 5 heavies. And they're gonna start working through those defensive lines. Oh, there's a MiG. The MiG ain't gonna do shit here, my friend. There is too much armor and too little anti-infantry from your side, Mr. Upps. Upps may have actually given this away by going tech this time around. He also has some idle harvesters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh my goodness, is this the miracle comeback? Is that it? I mean, this base is completely destroyed. This is, by the way, the site of the first incursion as well. On the other side, we're seeing some defensive maneuvers, and Anju has smartly left half of his army in the home base this time around, such as not to get caught off guard. The assets are okay, assets are actually in Upps' favor, but it's mostly base infrastructure. What a game. So, Upps is now on 1, 2, 3, 4. He actually has good economy set up, but the army field advantage is firmly in the hands of Anju for now. Oh, that was the paradrop somewhere. Somewhere. I heard the boys being called down, but I'm not sure. Okay, it's somewhere here. Oh yeah. Just overseeing the mining operations that are not non-existent mining operations. Chasing some imaginary soldiers there. That's fine. Anju's now broke. At 13k income for Upps. Yeah, this is looking a bit rough. But Upps has been pushed back yet again, and there is nothing in the way of defense here. Oh, this base is yet again unprotected. And if he loses this mining operation, that's 5 of his 7 or 8 harvests. Whoa! Oh, the yucks! They are doing numbers! But those are not the prime targets here. Those aren't the prime targets, my friend. Harvester flock migrating. What the actual hell is going on? Some more MiG action. What are the tanks going for? Okay. Just a little scout run by and probably trying to merge with the army here. Okay, for the love of God, please kill refineries. Thank you. That is how you do it. Man, how many harvesters does Upps have? He's 9 harvesters over 2. Yeah. Anju is reduced to a husk of a base. And those harvesters are everywhere. There is only one airfield, by the way. So if he builds a second aircraft or a third aircraft, he's going to be hopelessly oversaturated. Okay, pretty much everything has been revealed, though. Oh no. Yet another MCV being procured. This base is still undefended. I really thought Anju might have pulled it back, but it's looking to be yet another reverse sweep. This is just insanity. Yeah, we're looking at 28k under 62k now. I think the window has closed. It's safe to assume that. Man, he had a really great shot though. It was just again Anju's hesitancy to expand on time. He's now completely broke. 3 harvesters, 1 derrick. That's not enough to sustain a base, especially not against someone who is on 10 harvesters themselves. And I fear he's just gonna be, pushed out of the game as a result. Little too passive with his army, and tier 3 is now kicking in. Upps has gotten his first mammoth tanks rolling. Keep rolling, mammoths, keep rolling. Haven't fired a single tusk yet, by the way. Little infantry trade, that's obviously every trade is gonna start favoring Upps really hard by that point, because he does have economy to replace his units. Whereas Anju sort of doesn't. Hasn't played for the late game, huh? It's like the good old... Okay, at least finds a couple of trucks. That is significant. If he manages to pull the army out of position, it's gonna be a good one. Yeah, that was good army movement. Just gets 2 trucks for free. And retains most of his tanks as well. Yep. Thank you, good sir. Counter push. Just a couple infantry. Nothing too scary for the time being. Another ore refiner being just plopped down in the middle of nowhere. Oh no, the yaks are angling. Yeah, this is a dead Coneyard. Thank you, good sir. Rat-a-tat-tat. There's another Coneyard though, so Anju still in the race. Heavies have done a good job at hiding from the army. But it's nowhere near enough to stop him anymore, is it? It's now 6 harvesters on the night, and still... Game still isn't over. It ain't over till it's over. But speaking of over, harvester count down to 5. And pretty much the entire map is already been gobbled up by Upps. Again, a couple minutes of indecisiveness from Anju, especially him not killing the ore refineries immediately. That I think is gonna be his downfall. Upps capitalized whenever he saw the opportunity. He just went for the jugular. Every single time he immediately started. Oh, Tesla Quell. That went down quick. Every single time he immediately started focusing them down. As soon as he saw refineries pop up in his line of sight, he immediately focused them down, and that was that. Flak tracks. Alright. I think the idea here is catch the MiGs and the Yaks off guard. But the armies are minuscule. And yet another harvester is gonna be dead, and that leaves him at 1 single harvester. Yo. Anju, my friend, you did a little more than that. Wait, that's... Oh my goodness. It's so close. There is no AoE whatsoever here. Yeah, so this is just gonna be the final nail in the coffin. Huh? No parabombs, okay. Oh, an Iron Curtain has been produced. Tesla tanks! Oh, we haven't seen those in a while. Hell yeah. I dig. Oh, this MCB, very ill-fated! Immediately dies. There's also the service depot down. Tech center is going down. Wait a sec. Are we gonna be seeing another comeback? The reverse comeback? Is it possible? Can it be done? The Iron Curtain is certainly not gonna help in this. Yeah. Iron Curtain goes down, Tech Center goes down, refineries go down. He has found a really good angle here. Obviously, this army is forfeit. Please kill the ore refinery. Look, my friend. I know you're busy microing on 2 fronts. Plus, you've got barely any economy left. But holy smokes, please kill refineries. Okay, thank you. Maybe it was just random AoE here. Oh, shotkeys. Lots of shotkeys. Not that great against mass infantry, by the way. They've got good range, but they're more like sniper-y type units. They're certainly not all-in units. They can easily get overwhelmed and Zerg rushed by, I was about to say Marines, but I don't know. The OpenRA equivalent of Marines. Oh, down goes the MiG. That's a big one. And you see how much damage they take? Just even Tesla tanks, they've got light armor, take a heap of damage from rifles. Oh my goodness! Anjew has brought another army into position, so 2 harvesters and 5 harvesters respectively. Okay, 2 mining harvesters remaining. And all threats on his side of the map are cleared out. So that speaks for him, I guess. Anjew is still on 1 base, whereas... Oh, the shotkeys are going to town here. It is the shock flock. Ooh, this would be perfect for an airstrike. But alas, Anju is nowhere near in a position to afford tier 2. Let alone have the time for the parabombs. They would have just lined up perfectly here. Man, the fact that this game still isn't over is just baffling to me. So 30k under 60k, we're yet again finding ourselves at an impasse here, where it looks like Anju should have no right. Oh, nice! Should have no right to be as aggressive as he is, but it's working miracles. Nice. Gets to kill off another. Okay, that's an all-in push though. This may pose a problem. On the other side. But man, has Anju ever sold his hide dearly in this game. Wait a sec. Sending his units back, he's going half and half. Okay. So, the zappening is happening. Obviously, if shock troopers are left unchecked, yeah, their damage is quite good. Not gonna lie. This ain't gonna be pretty. Anju is trying to escape to greener pastures. On this side, he has dismantled the base, but not the mining operations. Man, kill the refineries, my friend. That's most of the harvesters down. He has no recourse here anymore, yeah. Anju is running out of infrastructure. That's his problem. Man, it was so close, but ultimately he won't be standing a chance here anymore. Yeah. Nope, it's just too much. Force is overwhelming. But holy smokes, has this been one hell of a game too. Please just kill the ore refinery. Please just complete the cycle. Ah! Running into the flame towers. GG. Yeah, nothing remaining. What the actual fuck. This was an 11 out of 10 game. The swings, the misses, the throws, the comebacks. The back and forth. Oh my goodness. Yeah, well played from both players. And Anju, on the cusp of defeat multiple times, manages to pull it back every single time except the last one. It was actually looking good for him in 2 or 3 of those backswings. Yeah, this is what OpenRA can look like. This has been an insane series from start to finish, and I just highly commend everybody who participates in those games. Oh, that gets me hyped for the finals. So, this has basically been, real talk, this has basically been one of the last rounds before the playoffs. Next time we're going to be tackling the playoffs already, and 4 players have emerged triumphant thus far. Going to be pitted against each other. We're going to start with rank 2 versus rank 3, and then we're going to be continuing with rank 1 versus rank 4, and those are best of 5s. So I'm expecting those videos to be split up into 2. And then obviously the bronze and finals matches, also best of 5. After that, TDGL, and then some more variety casts. So, yeah, again, apologies for not producing last week's cast on time, because my fever-addled brain was just double casting Despero and Gaseous, going at it again, and I was yet again astonished at taking, oh wow, he took another point off of Despero, and then I was like, wait a second, they only play against each other once per season. And then, by the way, shout out to I Like Men, who has been force-feeding me information about RAGL, because I can't keep track, unfortunately, especially now that I'm so deep into grading at the moment. Yeah, but the exams are finished, so there's light at the end of this tunnel. So, thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more. 5 Aces out.
Battle control terminated.